So hello friends, today we have a very special repair. I'm not even sure that I'm going to manage because I bought this lens broken, and then what you see here is that the optical assembly is completely tilted. So I started opening it before just to take a look on how to do it, but then I said to me, I have to do the video now because otherwise I don't think I will be able to reproduce this thing. So let's start by disassembling this lens. This part was quite difficult to get it loose as usual. So to do it, I got this piece of pipe that you get in hardware store, and then you have this rubber ring here. So I put it in, and then with the full set of rubber cones I was able to rotate, force it. I got it loose already. Took me some energy to do it. Now it comes out. So let's remove it. So last time I opened a 24 was I don't know, like 2 years ago, and then I don't remember exactly how it is built. At the time I wasn't making any videos at all. And then last time I did it was simply to clean oily aperture, which was quite easy. Okay, so I was hoping to get some kind of optical assembly, well, at least screws, in order to be able to remove this part here, which is tilted, but then there's nothing. So I guess everything happens from the other side. Let's take a look behind this ring to see if there is some hole or whatever. Okay. This is good. Okay. This means that if I remove this tape, I will be able to disassemble the front. Okay. As you can see, I'm going freestyle because I'm not even sure if I'm going to manage the repair. I hope I will. But then, okay, so I guess I could remove this ring, but I think I will have to force a little bit. So I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to try to remove this, and then I'll come back to you with some news. Okay, no luck yet with the front. I wasn't able to move this ring at all. So I'm going to try from behind. This I already started before actually starting with the video. So I remove this part. As usual, there is just some 3 screws here going in vertical direction, not horizontally as it is most usual. Then I remove the 2 screws here that hold the connector, this connector box. Then I remove the 3 screws who hold the back. So so this is it. Remove the bayonet. I can remove this ring. So there is something red that I'm able to see. Is, well, obviously the lens is tilted. So on this bar here is yeah, I think it has to be aligned with this, but then it's shifted, so we're going to remove it. So see what happens here. I'll take strong screwdriver because I guess this is going to be hard to remove. And yes, as expected it is. I'm using smallest. Okay, so as I always say, I like to use a big screwdriver with a big handle and with rubber, so I'm able to put torque and push against the screw, so I avoid damaging the head. So yeah, once I get the screw loose, I'm able to use the standard small screwdriver, which are nicer to handle. So okay, so we get this element. Well, usually these come out easily. This one I have to force. Yeah, I can see that it looks a bit bended to me, but it's not at all obvious. So, and I think the second element is also completely out of its slot. So let's remove it as well. Okay, I have to remove this, which is Aperture Ring. This is quite trivial to remove. Okay, big screwdriver, don't forget. So push and torque. No. Oh, this one is off. Shit. Okay, this one I have to force a lot. Let me stand. Okay, I have to stop the video. I have to do this off camera to be able to take a good position. So I will be back in a second. Okay, I was able to remove it and the screws. I was afraid that I was going to be forced to drill the hole, to drill the screw. I didn't have to, luckily, but I had to put all my weight into that screw. So I'm not a thin person, so in order to be able to remove the screw, but then you see this part, usually they come out really easy, but this one is completely blocked. screws. Okay, so while I was removing this, the screw, there was this part which came out, which is just the switch to block the aperture ring, this small lip spring. Okay, so far I have removed many things. Now I still don't know what is blocked, so I'm going to stop the video to get a view or to think about what to do, because so far I don't know. So see you back in a second. Okay, in the meantime, we're going to remove the housing. So to do so, I have to remove this. All the screws in this lens are tight super hard. So if you don't have a big screwdriver with adapter for the J000 and really small drivers, just get yourself one, because you're going to need it. Okay, so to remove the housing, I need to remove this clip. Okay, let me get good light. Okay, this is it. This is the clip of the one who makes the clipping sound of the aperture. And okay, for each thing I disassemble, I keep screws together in the holes they're supposed to go. This is really useful when you're going to reassemble. Okay, so remove the clip here, then remove the housing. So these screws I got them loose out the camera, so this is why they come easily. Well, they actually came easily before, always using big screwdriver. With something thin like that, you have almost no chance. Yeah, you have a chance of breaking screw head. That's pretty much all you will be doing. Okay, so we need to make sure of the arrangement of this. So the window is in the position of the cable. So I take the window, in the housing I put the 3 screws which go into it. Now that I notice one reference that is useful is that these two screw positions are not exactly at 120 degrees as one would expect. So you have this one, and then the other ones are quite far from it. So this is good. So I put it in position, take back the lens. I was hoping to get a better view of the eventual blockage, but we're not there yet. So I guess we'll have to keep disassembling until we reach a point in which we're able to see what is going on. So I'll stop the video and then I will try to figure it out which is the next step. Okay, I haven't figured out everything. I think I'm going to remove the front element so I'm able to remove this ring in copper just there. So, and then I can have a look of what is behind here. Okay, so you have front element, which is pretty clean. Worst case, if we don't manage to repair it, we'll save it for another repair. Okay, so I think this copper ring retains the element here, which is the one I think is tilted. So remove it. It's a spring. Okay, no progress here. Let's stop again and try to understand what is it now. We'll remove now the element. Okay. Optical assembly came out. Good thing. Okay, so this is good. I can see now that okay, this is the focusing mechanism here, which is completely tilted. Okay, I hope you can see there. Let me do some focusing there. So I have this, and then on the back the ring is actually in. So okay, I think that from here we can do something. Okay, so let me stop the video and I'll try to figure it out how all these things go. Okay, just before the optical assembly came out, I thought it was this part which is tilted, but it's not. I had it wrong. It's actually the plastic here, which is I don't know, somehow it's pushed against the focusing ring. So what I'm going to do, but this I will have to do it off the camera, is to go to small press and then push this element down, so to make it pop out here. And then if this works, I think the lens will be fixed. So we have to push down here, so we're able to get something like here. You see that there's a small gap. between this metallic element, which is the ring that turns to make the focusing, and then this part, which is the part who moves. Okay, so let's do that, and then let's see how it goes. I'll come back. So hello, I am back. I actually spent some time fighting with the lens, trying to, as I told you before, trying to align this thing as before. I tried pushing here with the press. What I did was to damage a bit the element, so at the end I flip it around. I put this pipe on the press, then I pushed until it was kind of aligned, and then on this slot here and then this slot here, I had to make this tool because I didn't have something that big, so I had these two small plates which I welded, not very much, so I was able to fix it here in these slots, just to get some light, and then I was able to rotate. I force until I heard a click, and then now it rotates nicely. Okay, so while I was doing that, I came to disassemble the complete thing, which at the end wasn't necessary, but if you ever have to disassemble everything, just be careful with this connector here. Well, this is the pins of the encoders. They are just tape. Here I didn't remove them while unscrewing, so at some point the pins came in contact with this part, with this element, and then they broke the ribbon cable, and then yeah, the pins are not very good condition now. So this means probably I'm not going to get from the lens now full information about the distance of the focusing, but well, this is not really super important, well, at least not for me, because I don't use flash at all, so this information for me is not very interesting. But then otherwise I think the EXIF data, like 24 f2.8, this you will get anyway, and then the autofocus, it's not necessary because it is done by the camera on open loop. Just have the motor which is controlling the gear to the focusing. So this we're not going to lose, so lose just some distance, but well, yeah, not a big deal, at least not for me. But if you ever are going to disassemble this full thing, don't remove this in order to avoid damaging it.